Alright, so hello and welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how you can go ahead and install Git. So to get us started, you can just perform a Google search and just type Git download. Then you hit enter. Then you want to go with the very first link that pops up on your screen. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this one. So depending on your environment, whether you're on Mac or you're on Windows or you're on Linux, you can go ahead and click your environment, your operating system as it were. Since I'm on Windows, and I clicked on the Windows variation or version as it were. Then the next thing that you want to do is to actually download the current version of Git. At the time of recording this video, the current version is 2.49.0. So you're gonna go ahead and download the setup for Git, rather the installation for Git as it were. Then I'm actually not going to go ahead and download it because I already have Git installed. But once you download Git and you have it installed on your machine, you can or rather once you have a file, you can then go ahead and install it onto your machine. And one of the ways in which you can check to see if you have Git installed is rather to see if the installation was successful is to just open the command prompt or the terminal as it were on Windows, and you can just type git version like so, and you should get a message which tells you your current version of Git that you have installed. So you can see here that I'm using an earlier version, because remember the current version as of the time of recording this video is actually 2.49 and I have 2.45, which means I should be upgrading my version of Git as it were. But I will do that later on, but I just wanted to demonstrate how you can go about downloading Git in the first place. So once you have downloaded and installed, you can open the terminal and you should you type Git version and you should see the current version of Git that you have installed. So that's the first step. So if you really just want to use the command line, just installing this version of rather this setup of Git is all you need to do. But to make things simple, you can then go ahead and download Git Desktop. So Git Desktop, you see the very first link that pops up right here. That's the one that you're going to click on. So download GitHub Desktop, rather not Git Desktop, but GitHub Desktop. So you're going to download for your operating system. Here I'm using Windows, so that's why you see I have this download for Windows option. I'm not really sure if GitHub Desktop is available for Linux, because I mostly do my development on Windows for the most part. I'm not really sure if you are going to see any other option besides this one for Windows. So you can go ahead and click download for Windows, and your download should start. Then you can go ahead and save the file again, then install it. I'm actually not going to go ahead and do this process because I already have it installed on my machine. So I'm just demonstrating how you can go about downloading GitHub Desktop. So once you have it installed, you would see that you get this launcher right here, the one that you can see on my screen there. Let me just pull it up so that you can see. So this is the interface for GitHub Desktop, right? So once you have this one installed, it means that you now have Git as well as GitHub Desktop installed. Then the third thing that you'd want to do is to head over to github.com, or just type GitHub. It's still fine. GitHub is still fine. Then you can go on to where it says sign up to GitHub if you don't have a GitHub account. So let's just go ahead and click on sign up. They need to take you to the sign up screen. So it's basically the same thing that you would expect when you are signing up for, rather when you are creating an account, is it? So you are going to supply an email, a password, then you are going to pick a username, then you can also select your region or your country where you are. So you can just scroll down on this list of countries right here, then you can choose the country that you are registering from. And then of course you can either choose to receive occasional product updates in the likes, right? Basically subscribing to a newsletter of some sorts. Then once you filled out the form, you can go ahead and click continue, and it will take you to the next page. And essentially, really, that's all that you need to do to create your GitHub account. I'm not going to create one because I already have one again, so I'm not really going to go through the process of signing up for an account. But having done those three things, right? So the first thing is to download Git and install it. Then you can check the version of Git by heading on to the command prompt and typing Git version, is it? Then you see that Git is installed. Then you also need to have GitHub Desktop. This one makes it easy for you to navigate your repositories, is it? You can see that I have a bunch of repositories right here, so I can just actually navigate using a graphical user interface, which is much more easier than having to work with the terminal. But if you just prefer to use the terminal, then that's still fine. You can just go ahead and just install Git, then you can start using Git. Then you'd also need to have a GitHub account. You can just go ahead and sign up for that account on this GitHub page right here. Then you'll be all set. Now let's actually go ahead and go through some of the basic commands that you would actually need to get you started. So what I have here is I have a folder that I have, it's called Python projects, and what I can do is I can open that folder with VS Code like I did in this particular instance. Another thing, maybe let me just mention, for the text editor that you'd be using, I would highly recommend that you use VS Code, because it has more features than any other text editor out there. It's particularly when you're installing extensions for VS Code. It has a lot of extensions, and it can actually become a fully fledged IDE if you install the proper extensions. So I would highly recommend that you install VS Code as well. So you can actually go ahead and just type VS Code download, VS Code, and hit enter. Let's see here. So you see this is the VS Code link that comes up. So you can just go ahead and click on that one, and you can download for your version, for your operating system, as it were. Then you can install, you can actually see the VS Code window right here. So I already have it installed, right? So I'm in VS Code right now. So I'm going to just go ahead and create a new file so that I can just walk you through the basics of GitHub, rather Git, as it were. So maybe let's just create a file called test. Then what I can do is I can maybe just write, let's just write a simple print statement there. So print hello world, right? So actually, maybe let me just take it from the top. Let me not start here. Let's say let me just open up, let me pull up my Explorer right here so that you can see what I want to demonstrate right here. So let's head over to my main drive, this one. Then let's go to, maybe let's say production or code. Yeah, let's use code. Let's just create a new file, a new folder rather, called test or git demo, as it were. So git demo. Then you can right click on that folder that you've just created, and you can use the open with code option right here. Again, this, you're only going to see this option if you have installed VS Code, is it? If you don't have VS Code installed, you're not going to see that option. So you open your a folder inside of VS Code. Then you can go ahead and type create your first file as it were. So I've created a file called test.py. Then saving a bit of time. Alright, so let's save our simple print statement as before. So print, let's just say hello world. Then you can save this file. Let me just zoom in a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. So hello world, nothing fancy, just a simple print statement. So now in VS Code, which is an interpret, let's use this one. This one's fine. So in VS Code, what you can do is you can press Ctrl J to open the terminal, or you can come to this navigation window and you can just click on new terminal so that it opens the terminal inside of VS Code. Again, remember I said that VS Code has some nice features, and one of those features is to have this integrated terminal in the text editor. So it's pretty powerful. You don't have to leave your code, go outside of the text editor to open the terminal. You can just actually do it in one window, as I'm doing in this instance. So what I can do now is, since I have Git installed, the first command that I want to show you that you are going to be making use of with Git is git init. So this is going to initialize an empty, a GitHub repository. So if you see when I say git init, right, when I type git init and hit enter, it's going to tell me that I've initialized an empty Git repository. Then it specifies the location. So you can actually see that right here on the left panel, you can see that my test.py file is now this U indicated there. It essentially means that this file is being untracked, is it? So when you are, the main point of using Git is for you to do what we call version control. So you want to be able to track your files as you modify them, so that you can be able to either roll back or have other people work on your code. Then eventually you can merge the code as it were. So the first command is git init. Then the next command that you're going to want to use is to use git add is it. So this is essentially going to add all the files that are inside of your repository or inside of your folder to the staging area. So you can see that it's saying that it has been added. So remember earlier on it had a U, now it is an A. So it shows that it has been added to the to the staging area. Then the next command that you are going to be making intense use of is git commit. Right, so git commit space hyphen then M. Then you can put two opening and closing quotes. Again, you can type a message right here. So my message here is initial commit. Essentially, this is my first commit, and I'm going to hit enter. And you see that my file is back to normal as it were. So here it's going to tell you that you've created a master branch, and the message for that master branch is initial commit. And it's going to tell you the number of files that you have, then the number of insertions or additions that you've done, and you're also going to get this create mode message right here, is it? So essentially this is how you initialize a GitHub repository, add your files to the staging area, then commit your files to the Git repository, and that way they are going to be they are going to be added to your Git repository. Then this process you can actually just do it offline, is it? You can just initialize your Git repository and work offline. You don't really need to be online for you to be doing this. However, the only thing that you would want to do is to, maybe let's say you wanted to upload your code so that other people can look at it. That's when you actually now need to upload or push your code to GitHub as it were. So the way you go about it is to come to this to the GitHub desktop application. Then you open it. Then you want to go. It says repository. Actually, it's file. Then you want to go. It says add local repository. Then you can navigate to where your repository is. So if you remember where we created our repository, it was inside of this code folder. Then this folder called git demo, that's our repository that we want to push to GitHub or publish as it were. So we are going to click on add. Then we can click on add local repository. And then by doing that, our repository has been added to we are now ready to publish our repository to GitHub. So you see this message where it says publish repository. So you are going to click here, then it's going to pop up this modal box or this dialog box, just asking you to put a description for your GitHub as it were. So the description in this case, maybe we can just say a git demo. That's the description. Then you can, it's always a good idea to keep the code private, or maybe you can just keep it public, doesn't really matter. Then organization you can just leave as is, then you can hit publish. Then it's going to take a few seconds to publish your repository, depending on the number of files that you have. So it's doing its thing, just give it a bit of time, and it's ready. Then what we can do is now go ahead and click on this repository option, then click on Git view on GitHub. So what's going to happen is that it's going to open this repository on GitHub, and you can actually see your repository is now published on GitHub. Then from here on out, you can then choose to share this repository with other people. So you can just go ahead and copy the link for this repository. Then you can share it with other people so that they can actually take a look at the code or create branches as it were. So yeah, I think that's just about it for this video. That's the essence of Git and GitHub. I'll see you in the next one.